music and just love your accent, says Polly and Katie in Cheshire. Thanks, I'd drop it as soon as I'm off air, obviously. I'm actually from Windsor. We've got Paul Hardcastle on the way next.
Just for a moment, consider who you think might be the most influential British guitarist in history. Some of you will probably be thinking of George. Others might go for Jimmy. Or maybe Pete. Eric's got to be in with a shout. There's Keith, of course. But what about a chap called Bert? Bert Weedon was one of the first, if not the first, rock and roll guitarists in Britain. And it was his tutor book, Playing a Day, that inspired Little Eric, our Jimmy, and all the rest.
Richard Hawley tells the story of Bert Weedon, the teacher of rock and roll.
How a very unlikely guitar hero taught Britain to fall in love with the guitar.
Part of BBC Radio 2's Guitar Season, Monday night from 10.
I'm here now with the daddy of dance, Paul Hardcastle. Can I call you that? Is that weird?
You can do. Thank you very much. No, the daddy? That's, very nice.
Yeah.
That's a nice intro. I like that.
I think that'll do, because you were really one of the first to get dance music out there with
I think crossing over
beats
wise.
Yeah,
I think so. I think what did it for me was a track called Rainforest, which was just pre-19, about a year before that. And we sent it over to America. It got to 41 here. I had a real lot of bad luck. I had two records that stopped at 41, one after each other. And I was thinking, obviously one place away, you get that Radio 1 rundown or whatever, the BBC has to play.
Of course, you'd be in the top 40.
And I missed it twice by 2 points.
Were you not down your local record shop buying a few? Did you not go in one day with like a moustache on and the next with a wig?
I couldn't afford it in them days.
Another copy of Rainforest, please.
Yeah. But no, it was Jocelyn Brown that actually got to 40. So Rainforest and a track called You're the One for me, I did.
Where did you fit in? What's your background music-wise? What music did you love growing up?
Hawkwind.
Wow.
Black Sabbath, Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd's still my favourite band.
Yeah.
But then I started going out to clubs and I started getting into sort of dance music and stuff. I was into Barry White. I've got a very varied sort of taste in music. I don't just go for one thing. I was into Africa Bambaataa, the Soul Sonic Force, in the 80s. So I think that gave me some inspiration, Bambaataa. In fact, I think I nicked his beat, for Rainforest. It's all coming out, folks.
It's all coming out now. And technology-wise, so did you have a little studio in your bedroom that you set up? What sort of kit were you using? Was it all computerised? Because it's all these beats.
You're joking, there weren't computers. All I had was a 4-track cassette recorder and what's called a DR55, which was like a little beatbox. And you could just basically have like a few sort of like rhythm-programmed beats in it, and that was it. You couldn't change it.
19 was when it was an international hit. It
was biggest selling hit of the year. I got the Ivor Novello Award for that.
People were a little bit worried about the subject matter, and it was Simon Fuller who believed in you.
I went into Chrysalis Records and I took it in there, and they all looked at me like I was really from another planet. They was like, what is this? And there's this thing going, no, because it was the first time it had really been heard. And anyway, they all sort of said no, and Simon was working for them, and he said, look, I'll tell you what I'll do. If I leave Chrysalis, can I become your manager? And we'll see how we get on. And I was thinking, what does a manager do? I was green as hell, So anyway, to cut a long story short, a month later, we was both sitting at number one. It was really that quick. Wow. He then thought it was a real good omen, so he called his company 19 Management, and that's where it all stems from.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that bit. I knew the Simon Fuller bit. I didn't put two and two together and get 19.
Every time you see that red 19 there, that was from my record. Yeah.
Wow.
Basically, Simon was really, he took to it like sort of fish to water, really. He was very good at dealing with people, and that's why he's still successful now, because he's got a really good way. He basically just got me deals. He sorted the Chrysalis deal out for me. We had a publishing deal. He made sure that the record was in the right shops, and I learned a lot from him on that side of it. He did it very well.
The subject matter for a dance record is interesting as well, because dance music is known and loved for being hedonistic and about enjoying yourself and having a great time, and here was a subject tackling war. Where did that come from?
What I did, I was watching a TV documentary on the TV, and it was called Vietnam Requiem. What come across big time was the fact that they was only 19, these kids. And I thought, when I was 19, I was out clubbing, I was having a really good time. They're in the middle of this jungle fighting. So I thought, do you know what? It might be worth actually trying to make a record of it. It just so happened that I had a TR-808 that we had hired. and I just programmed this beat. It really wasn't set out to be a dance record. It could have been a ballad, it could have been anything, but I happened to put it over this dance beat, and it worked.
And tell us about the 2-second thing for the 90.
I had one of the first samplers called an Emulator 2, and all you could fit in this sampler was 2 seconds. So I actually put some stuff in there, and I thought the only thing that makes sense in this is he was 19, and that's where you got the stuttering from.
And since the track was so huge, you got letters from Vietnam vets?
Oh, I must have had 1,000. They used to use it every year in Washington when they marched, you know, the end of the war. They do it each year, and they used to play 19 on it. I've had loads of them, I still get them now on Facebook.
Well, let's play it now. Here it is then, okay. 19 from Paul Hardcastle.
In 1965, Vietnam seemed like just another foreign war, but it wasn't. It was different in many ways, and so were those who did the fighting. In World War II, the average age of the combat soldier was 26. In Vietnam, he was 19. 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 19.
The heaviest fighting of the past 2 weeks continued today, 25 miles northwest of Saigon.
I wasn't really sure what was going on.
19. Soldier typically served a 12-month tour of duty, but was exposed to hostile fire almost every day. 19.
In Saigon, a U.S. military spokesman said today more than 700 enemy troops were killed last week in that sensitive border area. Throughout all of South Vietnam, the enemy lost a total of 2,689 soldiers.
Somebody's brains around on your shirt because they got their head blown off right next to you. And that's not supposed to affect you. I can never understand that. What would scare me is if we were to send a group of 18-year-olds 12,000 miles away and subject them to a year of that obscenity and have them not be affected. That's what would frighten me.
Administration study, half of the Vietnam combat veterans suffer from what psychiatrists call post-traumatic stress disorder. Many vets complain of alienation, rage, or guilt. Some succumb to suicidal thoughts. 8 to 10 years after coming home, almost 800,000 men are still fighting the Vietnam None of them received the hero's welcome. None of them received the hero's welcome.
None of them. None of them.
Received the hero's welcome.
That was 19 from Paul Hardcastle, and Paul's here now. Did you ever imagine that dance music would just become so massive?
It really was, you know, just a taboo subject of playing a dance record. I mean, it's really hard to remember that now. It was the biggest played record on Radio 1 the first week it went out, and we were all going, no one's going to play this. What else happened, which was really crazy, was the timing of it, because it was the 10th anniversary of the end of the war, and I can still remember sitting in the front room with my dad, and News at 10 come on, and they went, and very much in the Vietnam topic is a record by this young guy, and like there's my picture on News at, and I just went, Jesus, I was really dumbstruck, you know. It's like, oh no, what have we started here? And then whack, it just went off crazy.
Wow,
really crazy.
What did your dad say? Were your folks proud? Did they ever see it coming?
Yeah, totally. I mean, my dad was a musician. He never sort of got anywhere, unfortunately, but he was great.
What did he do? Play guitar?
He was a trumpet player.
Was he?
Yeah, and he was also a dancer as well, like a jazz dancer.
Wow.
So he was, yeah, it was a great time. It was really good.
And your success continued after that. You had a couple more singles. You did The Wizard.
Yeah.
That became the Top of the Pops theme from 86 until 91.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember a record called Don't Waste My Time I did with Carol Kenyon.
Right.
That was, I mean, got to number 8, and I was doing Top of the Pops with her, and we just come off stage, and this guy come up to me. I didn't know who he was, and he said, hello. I said, hi. He said, I've got a favour to ask you. I said, what's that? He said, would you write the next Top of the Pops theme? And it was Michael Hurl. He said, could you basically do it really fast? And I just bought this thing called a synclavier. Basically, what I did on this synclavier, I recorded the Top of the Pops theme, and it was the very first record that was ever made using no tape at all. People will say, well, you know, we use digital, but they was using digital tape. This was the very first thing to use hard drives.
Wow.
And it was like 2 big bank computers. That was the first record I did for Michael Hurl on it. And then I started doing all your themes, like the Late Late Breakfast Show.
You did Holiday as well for the BBC.
Yeah, with Jill Dando.
What's that go like? What's the Holiday one go like?
Down, 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 down. I'm not a very good singer.
Yeah.
You'll have to listen. It was called The Voyager.
Nice. Wow. So
yeah, so I started doing lots of them. Wildlife on one, and yeah, tons of them.
I love the idea that Chemical Brothers might do like the Watchdog theme tune in a few years or something. You never know.
I did that.
Did you do Watchdog?
I did Watchdog as well. Yeah. Totally.
Wow.
Sorry, I beat you there.
Excellent. And now then, what are you doing now then?
Well, over the last 10 years, I've actually had a hell of a lot of success in America.
Yeah.
On what's called the NAC chart, which is New Adult Contemporary. It's like chill. Some of them call it smooth jazz because I used a saxophone quite a lot in it, but it's sort of chill sort of stuff.
So we're going to finish on your favourite track from the 80s. What did you choose?
I chose D-Train, You're the One for Me.
Okay, and why?
It was just as I was getting into dance music, and it was the one that made me go, wow, I want to sound like that.
Okay.
And what was really great was that the first time around it wasn't a hit. And after my success of 19 and stuff, they came to me and said, would you redo it? I redid it, it became a hit, and I got to do Top of the Pops with James Williams. So that was a real buzz for me to sort of make the record that I loved a hit afterwards. It was a very proud moment. So.
Wow, it's gorgeous. Let's play it now, and it's been great chatting to you, Paul.
It's been
Thanks
nice to be
much.
speaking to you, Sarah, as well.
Thank you. Paul Hardcastle's choice then. Detrain. I've got a mental block. I've had too much of those sugary sweets. I keep getting D-Ream in my head. Much later. Oh, Paul's very lovely. Great bloke. Great stories as well. Never put 2 and 2 together and got 19 about Simon Fuller's management company. So we had a lovely email in from Jane Stevenson, you know, Clive's sister. And it says, "Dear Paul, I remember you said that you used to stick your hair down with sellotape, and I also remember your drumming of Hawaii 5-0, which I still drum on tables when we are out. I hope you're well. Not seen you since Clive's 40th, which was 16 years ago. Get away. 16 years ago, Clive's 40th. Well, that were a do, wasn't it? Clive's 40th. So I had a touch of the leesers then. Hi Sarah, I love the tracks tonight. It's making the night shift much more bearable. Jeff in Skipton, I'm pleased. I am pleased. We aim to please. If we're easing your night shift and, you know, like a damp flannel on the forehead of the night shift. That makes sense. Loving Michael Field, Crisis is the album of the week. Yeah, we've got another track on the